Moving to a new neighborhood in the 3rd grade can be a daunting experience. Prior to that time, I'd lived in a great house in a neighborhood with a park with my 2 best friends only 3 blocks away. We all walked to school together, we came home together, and we played together. It was really great to have our own little community. Often we would go to the park and we'd watch the baseball games, and we would climb on the jungle gym and we would pretend that we were going to the moon or something great like that. My best friend Betsy, she had this trick that she taught us. At that time, I Dream of Jeannie was really popular, and she had this talented knack of being able to climb up inside the frame of the door frame, and sit at the top of the frame with her arms crossed and her knees crossed and pretend that she was Jeannie, and she would blink in us, boing, like I Dream of Jeannie did, and we would all pretend, Vanessa and I would pretend that we would be put into the bottle like Jeannie would do to her master, or go to the moon, or to the desert, or some great place that she would send us just by her blink and sitting there in the top of the door frame. So that was really fun, and these were great friends, and they were really great to be able to hang out with every day and have a good time with. At the end of that year, my parents bought a new piece of property an hour and a half away from my dream neighborhood. It was out in the country. That was really kind of cool. We're going to move with a river that had a really cool swimming hole, and there was a promise of a horse, which is something I always wanted, but that never happened. The only problem was there was no friends. After a while, I kind of learned to realize, because we moved in the summertime, so when school started, I realized that there was 3 boys that lived in the neighborhood. It was this long abandoned kind of road, and our driveway was like a football field long, so we had to walk down the driveway, take a right, another half a football field to the bus stop. Well, just to the end of my driveway, there was one boy named Sean. He was a couple years younger than me. And then to the left of my driveway, another half a football field, there was 2 brothers, Keith and Mark. That was okay. I wasn't afraid of boys. I had brothers. Brothers are fine. And they're kind of fun sometimes. But these boys, they were country boys. That's different than city boys. And these boys, for some reason, decided that they needed to pick on me every day. They were nice to me when we were at the bus stop. But as soon as we get on the bus, Sean would sit behind me and he'd pull my hair. And Keith and Mark would sit somewhere around me and they would either call me names or treat me badly or whatever, just to be mean to me while we were in front of all these people on the bus. We get off the bus again, they'd be nice. I'm like, this is just weird. So the next summer, I hadn't really gotten close to them. I was really missing my friends. My favorite activity was driving up and down the driveway on my bicycle, which wasn't as great as in the city where you could ride on the flat road, but it worked. So I was riding on my bicycle up and down the driveway, and I get just to the top of the little knoll at the end of the driveway, and the boys are there, standing on the other side of the gate, waiting for me. And I'm like, this looks a little weird. What are they going to do now? But maybe it's okay because, you know, when we're not on the bus, they're nice to me. So they call, hey Penny, come here. And I'm like, okay. So I get off my bike and I walk down there kind of gingerly towards them, and they're like, no, come here, come here, come here. We got something to show you. And Mark had his arm behind his back. And I'm like, that doesn't seem really cool to me. And they're like, no, it's okay, come here, come here, come here. So I get a little bit closer, and they're just about this far away to me. And all of a sudden, Mark flips out behind his head, and this thing, which later, as I reflected, I could visualize that it was a long, slithery snake coming towards me. But at the moment, it happened so fast that he just flipped it towards me, and I was flipping through the air, and there it went around my neck, and I was like, ah! And I had the snake all over me, and I hate snakes. And so somehow, I don't even know how, somehow I get it off, throw it down, and I turn and I run home, and I'm shivering on the porch. Well, my mom had been in the kitchen, and she heard a distant squeal, and so she came to see, well, what had happened. And I told her the story. She hates snakes too, by the way. Told her the story, what had happened. So she sends my brother, go get your sister's bike, because I left it there. So go get your sister's bike and bring it home. The next time we got on the bus, which is only a couple weeks later school started, those boys were nicer to me. And pretty soon, we became friends. And pretty soon, we were doing adventures. And from that time on, they never, ever threw another snake or even pointed one out to me. So that was really cool. And I made friends. Thank you.
I think that thing shut off. I think that thing shut off.
I think so too.